plug my microphone in. Hold on a minute. Let's see if that will be better. There we go. All right. So today we are going to open up Goliath, the ultimate action figure. So that's what we have today. Looks like we got one person online. So whoever you are, thanks for joining me. And let's go ahead and do a sound check. Sound check, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, sound's working. Great. So I'm going to open this Goliath and compare him to other figures in different lines to see how he matches up and fares up with other action figures. So in case you decide you want to get a Goliath figure, you can see what size he is compared to everybody else. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. Before we open it, let's go and check out the cool box because that's always fun. So here's the back of the box, and it shows some different poses you can put the figure in. And you can see he's got a book in his hand, looks intelligent, and there he is, kind of angry. And it says, let's see. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Frozen in stone by day, flesh and blood winged warriors by night. Awakening after 1,000 years, a band of powerful gargoyles find themselves transported to a time and place not of their own. New York City. Here the misunderstood creatures battle modern-day barbarians and struggle to understand their strange new world. Gargoyles, the legend begins. Now, my youngest son and I used to watch this cartoon all the time. We used to love it. He'd sit there and look at all the different guys, and it was cool too, is they named themselves like after streets and stuff. Like they had Brooklyn and everybody else like that. Well, then we had Goliath here because he was the big giant one, and it's really cool. So let's go ahead and open this up. First of all, it has a window opening, so you can open this up and check out the figure and what it looks like without having to unbox it. And it's got a really cool picture of him here, and then the figure's right here with his alternate heads and hands and tail, and looks like his tail must be some kind of bendable metal rubber coated tails that I'm guessing. So let's go ahead and oh, it comes with the book too. Shows it's already open. I don't know if it closes or not, or if it comes with a secondary book that is closed. And it looks like he has some kind of green thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be a hot pepper or what it's supposed to be. You guys tell me if you know what the last little thing's supposed to be in his hand. It does look like some kind of vegetable or something. Maybe it's in one of the cartoons. I don't remember. Like maybe Elise gave it to him or something. Who knows? So I'm going to have to find some figure to stand in for Elisa too eventually. But let's see. I got a piece of tape there. And that's it. Just one piece of tape. That should be pretty easy to open. Let's go ahead and get out my trusty scissors, because this time I have him in the room with me. I'm surprised it has one piece of tape and that the piece of tape is not centered. That's kind of odd. You'd think if it was one piece, they'd put it right in the middle. Now, this is by Neca. Now, Neca makes some good things, and sometimes they don't. It's just kind of a hit and miss, where you open up one figure, it's like, oh, this is awesome, and you open another figure up and legs fall off. It's like, hey, what's happening here? Like that Batman that I got in the black armor with the red highlights. This giant pseudo armor Batman, and his legs just fell off, and it's like, who designed that? All right, so there he is. There he was, just walking down the street. All right, I'm gonna add some extra lights so we can see this better. This light's almost dead. Let me try the other light. See, it's running kind of low. That one's kind of low too. Okay, we'll start with this one low light, then we'll switch to the other low light if we need to. Ugh. All right. So I hope they release a lot more of these figures because, like I said, my youngest son and I used to watch Gargoyles. It was such a treasure time that we had watching them together. I used to really enjoy those times. And some of the episodes were just so cool. Disney did a great job writing them. So here's his tail, and sure enough, you can see the little holes there. So it does have the wire and is bendable. I'm not going to bend it around too much because you know that those wires end up breaking as time goes on. So I'll probably situate it once I get it on him and then leave it that way. Now, he does have wings in the back of the box that are mammoth wings, which look pretty cool. Then he's got his alternate accessories here. Let's see. That is some kind of pepper or something, isn't it? It's a hot pepper, man. I don't know. You guys tell me, those who've watched Gargoyles. This must be some kind of weird pepper or banana? No, it's not a banana. There's no way it's a banana. Fee, fi, phonana. Not a banana. All right. So here's the book. And I don't see any intelligible words in there. Yeah, I got it upside down. Can't tell. My glasses aren't good enough to actually read it very well. And yep, I did have it upside down because there is the cover. So that's the right way up. So take a look. See if you see any intelligible words in there. Boop. All right, let's go ahead and get to the main event. Let's get this Goliath open. First of all, he has some cool hands. So he's got a fist hand and another fist hand, so you can double fist it. Ooh. And then he's got a hand that looks like it can hold a sword or a weapon, maybe a book or his green pepper. And he has the alternate head, the angry glowing eye. I wonder if it actually glows in the dark. Where is my flashlight? There it is. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off for a second. Lights off right now because I got the overhead light on, unfortunately, but at least I got the studio lights off. And let's see. It does look like there's some interesting glow around his eyes. But yeah, I don't think his eyes glow in the dark. Nope, no glowing. That'd have been cool. But the black light is picking up some kind of, you can't see it in the camera very well, but he has like that paint under his eyes kind of glows weird. Anyway, hold on. All right, our lights are back on. That'd been cool. It's a miss, Neca. Glowing eyes would have been fun. Let's see, he's got these little strings here holding his ankles in place. And let's just cut those off. Have you ever seen the episode where he turns into a human? It's kind of funny. He's still kind of a pretty good-sized human. I guess I didn't do a very good job cutting that off on the backside. Come on out of there, Goliath. You know, I actually like this show so much. If they were to stick it on some streaming server, I'd probably watch it again. Oh, he's got a tie on his waist. That's why I couldn't get him out of there. Ugh. Whew. That was quite the effort. All right. So let's talk about articulation. First of all, he has a separate little toe articulation, almost like Mewtwo. Hey, Jamie Sanders, thanks for being here. Speaking Moistly, thanks for being here. Yeah, it was a good show. Ankle articulation, knee articulation. They did a great job on these knees. It's just like how the origins are, where they got the kneecap over it, and then the knee, so it doesn't look bad when it bends. That's a really good way to do that. Those joints. He's got an actual ball joint up there for his leg, and that actually works. So that's cool. No thigh cut, which I didn't want a thigh cut because it ruins the sculpt. They did a good job, actually, keeping the articulation away from how it looks for ruining the sculpt. Now, standing, he's kind of standing on his tiptoes because, like, where he has his back talons in the back of his feet that actually add to his height. So if you were to put his foot flat, which of course you wouldn't because a gargoyle wouldn't walk around like that, and he has like these giant rabbit feet. So that's kind of there we go. Whoop. So kind of hard to balance him on there, but the tail will help a lot once we get that on there. And then his upper torso turns. I can't tell if his waist turns or not because that belt is right there in the way. I'll have to figure that out later, but it's got to because the abs are not centered. Ooh. Maybe they are centered. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I don't think his waist turns. And then we have shoulder movement, kind of tight, bicep, double jointed elbows. And again, I'm not a huge fan of double jointed elbows because it always kind of ruins the sculpt. You can see right here in the front, it has kind of that flat spot. But they did a good job with the elbows. I mean, look, they got a little sharp point there. That's really cool. And of course, he has the long hair and the scary gargoyle face. Brr. It's almost like Frankenstein, kind of, with the deep set eyes. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and plug in his tail. There we go. And then his tail is one articulation point, so it can go straight out or straight down. I'm going to take and just kind of put a slight curl into it. Just like that. That way it kind of matches the cartoon a little bit. And that will help support him when he's standing. There we go. There we go. There you go, Goliath. All right, now he has the big, massive, giant wings. Now these are made of hard plastic, so these will break really easy. I can tell by feeling them that these would just snap if this figure's to fall from a high distance. So be careful with these wings. You can hear it. It's really hard plastic. I wish we would have put a little bit of rubbery stuff into it. And the articulation point really snaps, as you can see. So there's a high chance of these cracking on you. So let's take a look here. Looks like it goes in the top of his shoulder up here. Just like that. Wow. That is massive. Oh, I'm so afraid to bend these. You can see how that plugs in at the top of the shoulder. Oh, those are going to break so easy. Now, once you get them in, they don't fold down very easily. So, I guess they kind of fold down. But when you fold them down, they kind of almost come out of the socket. So you really can't do the folding wings behind his back kind of thing. So either you have them plugged in and out, or you have them off of him. That's what it looks like. So, wow, that is an impressive wingspan. Look at that. Oh, Disney Plus says Gargoyles. Well, you know what? I have Disney Plus. I might be rewatching Gargoyles. I might take this Goliath and put him next to my nightstand, lay in bed tonight, and watch a few episodes of Gargoyles. That might be kind of fun to do. All right, let's see the parts I knocked on the floor. I think I lost his little green thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and compare him to some other figures that are out there. So, of course, the one I want to compare him with is Dragoman. Dragoman! And you can see Dragoman's wings are not nearly as impressive. And now, my Dragoman has a new head. His original head was like this. And it bothered me because Dragoman's head, his mouth went open. And being that dragons breathe fire, I wanted a massive, scary, opening mouth that I could stick a piece of fire in there and have him pretend like he's blowing fire out of his mouth. Because, you know, he's a fire-breathing dragon, not just fit. There we go. I got to tighten that head on there. It's pretty loose. So there is the most comparable figure I could find that was around. I figured I'd put in there. Now, other figures we've seen, which are the larger figures, like this Shadow Beast. So the Shadow Beast actually is bigger than Goliath. So you can kind of see there how he looks next to Goliath. And then, for fun, I wanted to grab some of the extra tall figures. I guess this guy's very Goliath. He even has the weird ankles, and he is pretty comparable to the same size as Goliath. Look at that. So I guess there is a Master's figure pretty close to the same size. And so you could almost say these guys are the same race if you really wanted to, or similar cousin races or something, because they have the same kind of footing that, you know, has that extra piece in there. So, and he has kind of the claw hands. So, and he has the wings. So actually this one's probably closer to a gargoyle. He could be one of the gargoyles very easily. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that he was so tall compared to him. Nice. Hooray. Actually found a use for this guy finally. Let's compare him to the Incredible Bulk. Oh. And he's just a little shorter than the Incredible Hulk. Could be under his wing. I got you on my wing, man. Let's see how he looks next to the Beast. Bum, bum, bum. Marvel's Beast. And you can see Beast is a little bit shorter than he is. But Beast can do a handstand, and I don't think he can. No handstand for you. So let's compare him next to Spooderman. Spooderman does whatever a Spooder can. And of course, let's compare him next to Origins. He is massively taller than an Origins figure. How about the Thing? Fantastic Four, the Thing. All right, let's take a look at your guys' comments now and see what we have. Let's put the Incredible Hulk back up there. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think he'd work good at Classics too. Yeah. Don't put him on a high shelf, that's for sure. And if you are going to put him on a high shelf, take the wings off. I really hope somebody recasts these wings in a rubbery type material, because it's just scary. These are just so fragile. I don't know if you can hear that or not in the microphone. Yeah, I found out to get them off, if you just take and twist them down, they kind of pop out of joint. And that's the way I'd pull them in and out. I would not try to force them straight out, or they're going to end up just snapping on you. So fold them down and then pull them off. That way you can get them off and on pretty easy. And it's kind of funny because a lot of times in the cartoon, he'll use it like a cape that would come around. And so I could see if someone was to make some different kinds of wings, maybe out of some pleather or something, you know, that would be kind of cool. So you could fold them down around him. Just so huge. How does he sit in a car? Anyway, I guess he has to look for those hot air plumes and float up on him. Without the wings, though, he looks so small and skinny, kind of. Especially compared to, like, the Hulk or something. It's kind of funny. I got a tiger by the tail. Anyway. So, very cool figure. Neca, you did a good job this time. Not really happy with the elbow joints, but all the other joints are fantastic, except for that one. That's the only issue I have, is the elbow joints. They could have done it better. It's just that flat spot right there just really bugs me. It just ruins the sculpt. But the knee joints, perfect. The ankle joints, okay. The extra toe joints, pretty cool. Tail joint, that's good. The upper torso one, the actual loincloth he has, like a soft material. Even the upper joints up here, Much better than the Batman ones, or that's one of the other ones I've seen too from Neca. So Neca, you did a good job this time. I'm happy. If the other Gargoyles come out half as good, that will be really cool. All right. Oh, I actually hear Bronx will come with folded wings. Nice. Have you ever seen any of the figures move on their own? You know, Pierce, that is hilarious. When my sons were young, my oldest boy would have his Spider-Man on his dresser, and he'd have his Venom on his dresser. And I don't have a Venom to show you, but what I would do is when they weren't looking, I would take and put them in different fight poses. You know, I'd have them, you know, so they would come in the room and Venom would be kicking Spider-Man in the chest, you know, and it was just kind of funny because, you know, for a while, I don't know if the kids knew, you know, how the figures were always repositioned on their own into these fight scenes. But, you know, I'd come in there all the time in their room and readjust their figures. They'd be in fighting poses like they were in the middle of battle. And at the time, you know, they had that movie Toy Soldiers out there. I think it was called Small Soldiers. Small Soldiers, that's what it was. And they were AI figures that, you know, would basically almost come to life using computer chips and AI. They had chip hazard and everything else, and they would, I'm sure you know the story already. Anyway, and so it was just kind of funny, you know, the kids often wonder. Of course, Toy Story was out and popular at the time too, so. Beastman, you fell over. What is your problem, man? Stand tall. Be proud. Anyway. Let's see. I love that Spider-Man figure. Oh, yeah. I've waited for a good Spider-Man figure for years, and this is a cool one. I've been tempted to paint the inside of these red joints blue. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. Kind of a bluish purple to match. And obviously on the back side, it's nice that they match because it's the side you see mostly when he's, you know, putting in poses and stuff. But I'm going to have to paint the inside blue to match that as well. But yeah, that is a cool Spider-Man figure. I'm pretty happy with my little Spider-Man collection I got going on. All right. I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. If there's something else you want to see, let me know. Oh, I am working on some really cool project. I can't wait to show you guys. It is really cool, and I should have some updates in a few days. What is your favorite Skeletor? My favorite Skeletor is the Classics version, not the Filmation Classics, just the regular Classics. And I like the battle armor head on the regular Skeletor. So that's my favorite. You can see here, this is kind of one that I do like a lot too. And this is actually the Dragon Power Skeletor with regular Skeletor parts on him. And I like this one too because he had the arms and the legs like the original Skeletor, but not my favorite. And of course I put the Alakala head on him. But, yep. I do like the 2000X Skeletor. That one's really cool too. I'd love to get that statue someday. The 2000X Skeletor statue would be so cool to get. I keep kicking myself not for buying it. One time I saw it at a fair for $500, and I'm like, oh, that's so much out of my price range. And now it's like way more than that to buy it now. All right. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Any last questions? Mine is a Filmation Skeletor. Haha, both Mattel and Super 7. I love the Classics version where you can swap parts. Yes. Yeah. I do like the Mattel Filmation one better. They did a better job on the hands. If you look at the hands of the Super 7 one, they're kind of chunky compared to the Mattel version for the Filmation one. And I don't know what happened there with the hands, but when Super 7 made their version, they just kind of made these chunky looking hands. All right, I will see you guys next video. Oh, what? I love the Super 7 head better though. Wow. Sometime in the future, I'll have to set up some kind of Zoom thing for my super fans, and then you can show me and we can talk. All right, talk to you guys next video. Bye now.